I said just the other day that I don't really want to bother examining Biden or his team in their inauguration and after and what they're going to do because I said they're just going to do things like hit lows that we thought we couldn't hit before and then surprise us by hitting another new low and a newer low after that, a lower new low after that, and that's just going to be how it is. I don't have any different opinion on it, but there are just a couple of things I got to go over. I mean, aside from, out of the gate talking about, 10 million people in detention centers, and he's going to grant citizenship to 3,000 refugees that are moving here in a horde from Guatemala that expect to be let in. His cabinet, everybody in the House, really, just declaring that every single thing they don't want to see is white supremacy. The obvious gun grab. The proposal for a license to be able to buy ammunition and to have ammunition, even if you're already a legally registered carrying gun owner. Making bulletproof vests and ballistic helmets illegal to purchase for anybody. The list goes on and on, including, not directly from Biden's cabinet, but the other things that we've seen that are just crazy that certainly haven't been denounced by anyone in his cabinet or by any Democrat in the House or Senate. Like the idea that you have to vet the National Guard, that they're not vetted in the first place, and that you have the foresight to vet the Guard, but as I said before, you're not going to even vet the people who want to come into this country. The tranny that he's now named to be the top doctor. Person who doesn't even understand, I shouldn't say doesn't understand biology. I don't want to go into a whole thing on this, but I'll just make my views on this known. They're really not that complicated. I don't have any issue at all with homosexuality because I think that homosexuality is natural. I think there's a small percentage of the population, I don't know what it is, 2%, 5%, not more than that are homosexual from birth on. And I think that we see examples of this in nature. With this transgenderism shit, it ain't gonna fly. I mean, I don't care what a person does. If you want to be a 50, 60-year-old dude and wear a dress like this guy, I don't care what kind of pervy shit you do. That's your fetish. That's fine. But you can't tell me that your fetish, I have to accept it, talk about it, have it broadcast in front of my kids, and etc. I mean, these people, like this guy here, used to just be called cross-dressers. Now all of a sudden they're trans and you have to call them like a real biological woman. That shit ain't true. And this person's going to be the top doctor. And the fact that the Capitol's occupied, as we can see, and it looks like it's going to be that way for a long time. I mean, look at the fences they put up. On top of these nasty, huge fences, and now they're around every building, and capitals around the country are starting to imitate. They put this fucking monster razor wire on top, too. Well, that shit ain't going away. Those troops aren't going away. That's just what DC's going to look like from now on. So out of all these things that we're seeing, this particular one struck me, and I decided I had to share this with you right away. And I'm going to just take a quick shot at this video afterwards.
On or before January 20th, Donald Trump will no longer be the commander-in-chief. He will lose control of the Army, Navy, Air Force, Marines, Special Forces, and America's nuclear arsenal. On January 20th, Donald Trump will become the commander-in-chief of a different army. This army. The greatest threat facing America today comes from within. Radical extreme conservatives, also known as domestic terrorists. They are hidden among us, disguised behind regular jobs. They are your children's teachers. They work at supermarkets, malls, doctors' offices, and many are police officers and soldiers. For more than a decade, Donald Trump has spoken directly to white supremacists in their language.
Build that wall! Build that wall! Build that wall!
Pocahontas? Is it offensive? Oh, I'm sorry about that.
Donald J. Trump is calling for a total and complete shutdown of Muslims entering the United States.
In the middle of a presidential debate, Donald Trump was asked to disavow white supremacy. He refused. Instead, he told the Proud Boys to stand back and stand by.
Proud Boys, stand back and stand by.
They heard their leader. They even responded to him on Twitter, promising to stand by. And on January 6, 2021, Trump greenlit them. They suited up, they flew in, they took hotel rooms, they loaded their weapons, prepared their bombs, and they attacked with the intention of killing Nancy Pelosi and hanging Vice President Mike Pence.
They were vocally saying, "Where's the speaker? We know she has staff. They're here someplace. We're going to find them."
In the years ahead, Trump will lead his army of domestic terrorists. He will encourage and incite violence. He will play the role of arsonist and fireman. He will start a civil war and then say things were more peaceful when he was president. We have to fight back. In this new war, the battlefield has changes. Computers can be more valuable than guns. And this is what we need now more than ever, an army of citizen detectives. I'm proposing we form a citizen army. Our weapons will be computers and cell phones. We, who are monitoring extremists on the internet and reporting their findings to authorities.
Every single thing that they say in this video that I can think of just off the top of my head, on or before the 20th, I don't know what that means. This army of fucking people, now that we are an army, we don't agree with you, the greatest threat within the country. People that support Trump are the greatest threat within the country. That teachers are part of this crowd, I mean, there might have been a couple of them. Teachers pretty much are, for the most, at least by the way their unions represent them, are far liberals, mostly socialists, often communists. So I don't know what that's about. Speak with supporters in their language? I mean, come on. And then the whole Proud Boy thing from the debate, we've been over that, but I don't want to talk about it again. The standing by and the yes, sir. I mean, if you knew Enrique at all, if you followed him, listened to him talk, I mean, or any of the Proud Boys, dude, comedy is part of the whole fucking thing. So him saying that on Twitter is just being funny. And further, next they show a picture of him in D.C. when they say the word army again. You know, he wasn't there. I mean, he was thrown in jail the second that he landed on some trumped up charge that I think he already got dismissed. Okay, hang Mike Pence and kill Pelosi. Were they saying that? Yeah, I think so. And nobody was going to hang Mike Pence. I don't know about Pelosi. I don't know what I would have done if they would have dragged her out. I'm pretty sure I just want to talk to her. Oh, God, that would have been fucking terrible. There's no way that would have happened. But, give me a break. Then that whole thing about the picture of the guillotine, you realize somebody built that guillotine by, I don't know if it was functional or not. Who cares? Somebody built that thing by where he spoke. And from where he spoke to the Capitol, 20-minute, 30-minute walk. So I don't envision dragging somebody out of the Capitol, then dragging them almost probably a half hour to where this thing was. I don't really consider that a very credible threat. Predicts the future like crazy, talking about what people are going to do. Most importantly, same tactic that I've discussed before with the BLM Antifa, where they would talk about something that they said happened all the time. And they would do anything they could to push circumstances to force one example of it, then point to it and go, see, that's what I mean. That's how it's always been. There it is, see. But really, in essence, they created it, that self-fulfilling prophecy. He is using that same tactic here. And then, of course, suggesting the citizen police. And, you should be worried about the citizen police, considering that an ex-member of our military has also stated that the greatest threat in the country comes from within, and that Trump supporters should be hunted down like Osama bin Laden. I mean, the guy who made this video suggested that the internet hackers network of the world should basically spend all their time trying to dox people. And then this other military guy said that everybody should be hunted down. Plus, we keep hearing about all these attacks on the Capitol. There wasn't anything on Sunday, like I said, and I don't know what is going on this week, but they keep also talking about their specialty people that were coming just to train for chemical and stuff like that. And now they've got this stuff all over DC, these little chemical sniffing machines and air quality testers. Man, if that sophistication existed within people that had such a disdain for government, even if they backed off once Trump got in office because they thought, oh, this guy is okay, they still wouldn't be happy with the members of the House and the Senate. And I don't know why they would wait to use it. In fact, I don't know if they did back off because of Trump, if they exist, if they had this technology, and if theoretically they backed off from using this at any previous time, assuming they didn't have it more than 4 years. If they did because of Trump, then why would they have waited till after like November 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, whenever it was pretty obvious that, what was going to happen? Why? And all this whining about left censorship when it comes to violence. This is a newer thing because a bunch of the lefties infiltrated Telegram, like I was talking about, the one of the last free speech vestiges out there. and they've been cracking down on people who have made violent comments where previously they were just tolerating that because, you know, it really is free speech. But these lefty groups who have been doxing people and reporting channels trying to get them booted are now upset because a lot of their channels have gotten booted because they have directly, not implicitly, directly called for violence, and they can't get their fucking little heads around it. Yeah, and that's about it. I mean, that's all the stuff I can think about the top of my head. I mean, that we're hearing Biden's people. I mean, this is a war on everything. This is a complete overthrow of the government. I mean, it's very obvious. But when there was nobody showing up, for example, on Sunday, the more they keep doing this with DC, the more it feels to me like they want to uh, do this self-fulfilling prophecy of saying, see, somebody's going to do it, see, somebody's going to do it. So they want to see how much crazy shit they can put out there. And I still feel like it's a honeypot. They want somebody to do something so that they can do the same thing they're doing with the Capitol protests right now and just pointing to it and going, oh, look, violent white supremacist revolution, insurrection, insurgency. They're trying to do that same thing with the inauguration. They're just like, please, somebody do something. Please do something so we can just use this as an excuse to take every fucking thing that we can think of in one fell swoop because they don't want to wait. And it's crazy that they think like that. And for the rest of this video, you're going to have to go to Bitchute because I'm just not going to say it on here.